I have literally been a client of Soothing Solutions for, it's got to be 10 years. Floating to me was something that, I was only aware of it from the film Altered States. And that, of course, is not really a fair assessment of what floating is, in my experience. And I've floated, probably about 100 times. They've all, my experiences have been, multifaceted. In other words, they've yielded incredible things to me on a physical level and on a metaphysical level. And the biggest thing from my experience with people with floating is fear. They have a fear, and the fears vary. But like even my mentor who referred me to float, he didn't take to floating like I did. He had fears with floating. Dark space, confined, this kind of thing. But when you really understand when you're in there, it's kind of like the entire, this is going to sound kind of strange maybe to some, but it's like the entire universe is at your beck and call. It's wide open to you. So you could view it as, oh, I'm stuck in a box. Really, you're not. You can easily open the door. There's airflow that comes through. You're safe. There's nothing in there that's going to harm you except your own mind working against you. What are you expecting out of it? What do you want out of it? And I would advise you that if you are somebody who, is interested in doing this, to read the book of floating and to read it cover to cover and really absorb what you're reading, because I had a clear understanding of what other people had experienced, their results. When I came in, I was shown what I would call like the biggest picture that you could possibly imagine. That was my very first experience. When you float, your being, your essence, your body understands the process because it's very similar. It's basically like going back to the womb. So your biology understands what's going on. You may not, but your biology will. And so there's something very natural about floating in temperature-controlled salt water. In terms of how often, I was floating weekly, for a few years. That was my regimen. Floating is just one of the things that you can do at Soothing Solutions. So, you're dealing with somebody who really kind of cares about trying to make you have a good experience or feel better for whatever you're going in for, whether it's the sauna or just whatever. There's so many things. It's a private situation. You're in a private room with a private shower, and it's safe and it's comfortable. So for folks you've been brought to this, like, this is something I'm interested in, I might want to try it. And for those that may have fears about it, there's nothing to fear about it. There really isn't. And understand that those fears that you may have, they're there for a reason. They're there for you to actually contemplate, deal with, confront, and then complete them, get rid of them. Okay? So if you're claustrophobic, if you have, I don't want to be in a small, dark space kind of thing, it's like, don't worry about any of those things. Your biology will take over. Your body will comfort itself. Then you're up against your mind, and use this to learn how to calm your mind and to make the space for you to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. You'll realize that your fears are they're just thoughts running wild, okay? So go beyond it. That's what I would advise you to do. Learn everything you can, take the chance, get in there, have your intentions, confront your whatever issues they may be, physical or metaphysical, and just do it. And do it in a safe environment, in a known safe environment like Soothing Solutions.